Then they got Ariana Grande and Kid Cudi in here.
That song, bro. Oh my God, that shit had me weak. Did you listen to the words of that shit?
What was some of the lyrics?
Oh, she said, we're all gonna fucking die. Or something. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Cinecism. I'm Eric.
It's your boy Dante, man, and today we're going to be doing a review on the Netflix original movie, Don't Look Up.
Premise of the movie, it's about the impending comet that is hurling towards Earth that these two scientists discover. Leonardo DiCaprio plays Dr. Mindy, and Kate DiBiase, a candidate for a master's in
astrophysics.
When they discover this comet, which at first seems to be like a, pretty cool discovery, like they, just to get to witness a comet entering our solar system, but they soon discover that the comet is actually heading towards Earth. It's a large enough comet to cause catastrophic destruction of the planet. They immediately try to get this information to the nation's leadership, and boy, the events that ensue immediately following this realization is ridiculous.
This is a very character-driven movie. Obviously, it's a satire. It's very reminiscent of like Mars Attacks or Seeking Someone for the End of the Earth with Steve Carell. It's got that whole apocalyptic but satirical ending type feeling.
Yeah,
even
like
This Is the End with Seth Rogen and
commentary satire.
Absolutely.
Type movie.
It's very interesting that they use this whole aspect of this impending doom to kind of subtly speak on certain things that's happening today, which we'll talk more about. But man, this movie is a goddamn trip, bro. They are a fool.
Let's talk about Dr. Mindy. Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence are probably the two main characters of this movie, even though you have a plethora of supporting characters. But Dr. Mindy, he is a astrophysicist, or is it astronomer? He's a scientist.
There you go. Yes, there you go.
Pretty nerdy dude. He has a family, just a regular dude, and his life kind of gets turned upside down after this crazy discovery, because he kind of becomes famous after this shit.
He goes on to a morning show to warn everyone of the impending doom, and he becomes a celebrity for his looks. They're not even thinking about what he's talking about in terms of the asteroid coming to Earth. But the funny thing is, he starts leaning into it. He becomes kind of big-headed, and he loses himself for a moment. Then he starts having an affair. It starts getting kind of crazy for him. He gets roped into the team that's actually like supposed to be destroying it before it can hit Earth. Like, they have enough time where they can actually go up there and try to destroy this thing. Then they're working with this organization who's all about money, and they talking about mining it because all of the materials are worth trillions of dollars, and it gets out of control. He's not what you would call like your regular hero, I guess, to say the least.
It's like
neither one of them are really, but
yeah, he got like a few different facets to his personality, because like he can be like the overly anxious, nervous type dude, but then like when he in his element, he seems kind of like a confident dude sometimes.
Right.
But then he's got this intensity to him.
I was going to say, it's like this pit of rage that's in there deep within.
Yeah, man, he got a lot going on.
Yeah.
We also see he take a lot of medication.
Yeah.
I'm sure that contributes to it. Talk about his counterpart, Kate. She like one of the few people like taking this like as serious as possible. First of all, she got this damn haircut. That's a character in itself. She's the one that actually initially made the discovery of this comet. From then on, her and Dr. Mindy, they go on this campaign to try to get the word out about the world's impending doom. She has these moments of just like outrage at how fucking stupid, and rightfully so, how stupid people can be when handling this news, man. It's like when they go on the morning show, she's like baffled at how they responding to the news. She's looking around like, are y'all fucking serious? Like, did you hear what I said? We're all gonna fucking die.
Nobody's taking this seriously. There's a lot of misinformation going out there, which is also a commentary to, I'm sure, what's going on today or in these modern times with the internet and social media. There are people that don't believe that the comet is real or it's gonna hit Earth, and Kate ends up becoming a meme and a joke. Really,
some of the memes.
Yeah, they were. Ended up writing her off as a crazy person, really. Yeah. Like, after trying to go on this morning show and tell the truth, but it all really starts when they go and try to tell the president, who initially doesn't take none of it seriously. So it really all starts going bad from there. It was unfortunate unfortunate. Kay had a complete uphill battle this whole movie, and then they lose touch, her and Dr. Mindy, because he becomes more of a celebrity. Yeah. She becomes a pariah because she's trying to actually get the word out. Yeah, people think she's like this rageaholic.
Yeah, more notorious,
right?
You know, as compared to his fame, right? Success. Any other characters you want to talk about? I mean, I know we got Rob Morgan's character.
Rob Morgan is in there.
He's an ally there.
He worked for NASA. Yeah, he was like the chief director or something at NASA. He's also a serious person as well.
That hair wasn't serious though. Why they put that shit on his head like that?
It was Attack of the Hair in this movie, really.
Why
I mean,
they were
quite I think that Hollywood feel like that gives the character's personality and whatnot. I'm just trying to make sense of the nonsense. But
all right, man.
Yeah, it looked kind of a fool, especially when you know his real head.
Yeah,
like just why
it faded out or something. Yeah, and then he had a little peak right there. Yeah. I'm like, man, this shit look ridiculous.
They just plopped it on him. Meryl Streep, who is a phenomenon. I love her to death. She could play anybody. I felt like Meryl Streep was supposed to be a version of Trump.
She seemed like a crossover between like Sarah Palin and Donald Trump or something.
She is so annoying in this movie, man. It is hilarious. Her and Jonah Hill played kind of perfect off of each other.
They were so dismissive.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything.
The shit that was pissing me off was not only were they dismissive, but they were also cracking jokes at the niggas that were trying to warn them. Jonah Hill kept coming at Jennifer Lawrence crazy. I was like, bro, do they know each other? Or like
clearly nepotism, even him being in that position to begin with.
Absolutely.
We didn't even talk about the whole other effort, you know, from the Bash Company. Forget this actor's name, but he plays something Ishwell in this movie. But he is always so damn weird. Yeah. Man. Wasn't he in Ready Player One?
Yes.
What is that voice? Is that how he talks?
I'm starting to think so.
I feel like he kind of was like representing like an Elon Musk type character. Like, as far as his position in this movie.
Absolutely.
Not personality, right. But as far as position like in the world, I guess. After they discover what the comet is worth in like valuables, he launches his own mission to try to drill and retrieve some of those elements and then like I guess dismantle the comet before his Earth. That fails miserably.
Dude, but that's a terrible
Why would they even take that chance?
Any good scientist will tell you that it's all about trial and error. Like they have to actually test these theories. Like rockets, before they send them to the moon, they have to test them numerous times. They test them, they fail. You can't bank a one shot on something that's like a 1 in a million chance that you have not tested. So obviously that whole plan goes awry. The way that they were slowly, casually leaving I have to go to the restroom. I'm like, what?
I too have to go to the restroom.
Niggas was like, fuck this, I'm going to see my family.
Months ago. Said, I'm doing an 8-ball.
They were definitely doing some calls to even the modern stuff, even with regards, like we talked about the misinformation on social media, a lot of the protests. Then they had this whole campaign called Don't Look Up, which is obviously the title of the movie, but it was pretty much these conspiracy theorists had grown exponentially in numbers. The whole thing of the comet was a farce and that none of it was real.
That was actually the counter campaign to the Look Up.
Yeah, right. All of that seemed very real and very much of the times. It was weird watching this movie, and even though it's a joke, we're in a weird time in life and in the world where a lot of the stuff that was once seen as satire has become real. Stuff that you used to see on some of these parody shows as jokes or political satire has actually become real politics. And it's weird watching this movie and not getting the feeling like, damn, it might go that way. Like, I could see this happening. One of my favorite elements was the whole Tyler Perry and Cate Blanchett morning show shit. They played those characters perfect. Like, the way that this whole, like, ignorant bliss that they had with regards to everything. He was like, yeah, we're coming up here to talk about the comet. Like, what are you wearing today? What is that? Like, nigga, what? Like, dude, this is not, did you hear what I said? I love Cate Blanchett, too. I think she's amazing. And Tyler Perry, they both play great off each other.
I've never seen her so airheaded.
Me neither. She almost looked unrecognizable. Even the way that they looked, they both kind of had those, like, clearly it was like, did it remind you of, like, Michael Strahan?
I'm pretty sure that's what it was supposed to be representing.
And Kelly Ripa or something, Everybody kind of felt like...
everybody seemed like a parody of somebody. Yes. Or this reminded me of like something like Idiocracy. You remember that movie? Except this movie I felt was a little bit more... This movie somehow felt a little bit less far-fetched than like a movie like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because of the age of social media and shit, I feel that plays a large part. How like no matter how glaring the evidence is of a certain event or situation, it's always going to be naysayers or people that think it's a hoax or it's like a conspiracy. You know what I mean? So I felt from that aspect, it was very very relatable.
Yeah. Honestly, man, this movie, as satirical and as funny as it is, I would say near the end, it kind of got pretty serious. It was a very serious tone because that's when the asteroid is actually coming to Earth, and you can see that it's pretty much their impending doom. You know, they just sat around the table. And
that was probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Me too.
They were just sitting around, like, trying to be as normal as possible under the circumstances. I thought that was surprisingly, like, kind of an emotional part of the movie.
Very much so.
Something I wasn't really expecting from a movie like this.
I guess, what would you want to do, I guess, in your last moments? You don't have to do anything grand. You could just be with the people you love, and they were having a conversation like it was going to be a tomorrow, really. I mean, just nothing real, even significant. It was just benign stuff. Oh, you like macaroni and cheese? Yeah, I do too. Well, I don't kind of like the cheese sometimes. You know, it was that.
Whole house shaking.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nigga, mac and cheese that I like. I just love movies like this where they just get a ton of great cast of characters and just kind of this works. I thought this was a really good blending of a great cast, which doesn't always happen. Like, just because you have a great cast doesn't mean you're going to have a great movie. And I'm not going to say this movie was great, but I thought the performances were great and the characters always kept me invested, at least in what was going on.
If you had the opportunity and the resources to be a part of that journey to another inhabitable planet, would you do it? Or
people I know? Or what?
I guess with like immediate family or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Or, you know.
If it was people I know, like friends and family, then I'd probably take that opportunity. But if it's just going to be me and a bunch of strangers, I honestly would probably just
rather die.
Spend my last days with the people I love. And because I mean, fuck all that. Then I'm going to be on a plane with a bunch of people I don't know that may have actually contributed to this shit. Because the people that went on that planet, some of them were actually directly responsible.
Yeah,
so like, the fuck, I want to spend my remaining years with you idiots.
So for the most part, I enjoyed this movie. As absurd as it was kind of thought-provoking in how you would imagine the world to react to hearing such devastating news. It lets you see things from a lot of different perspectives. Overall, I thought it was pretty funny. Some of the performances were really great. I also lastly appreciated getting to see some of these actors interact that I've never seen on screen before. I'm gonna give Don't Look Up a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a solid movie. It wasn't amazing to me, but it was definitely a solid watch. And it'll make you think. I mean, it made me think.
It's a very interesting movie, and I like movies in this vein, as I mentioned. I don't know, it's just something about the element of last days and things like that already brings up a lot of questions of how people will respond. But a situation like this, where it felt like it could be preventative measures in place and things like that, that political satire I've never really quite seen done like that, where they tried to stop it and somehow we failed. Our own idiocracy really failed us in the end. I just thought this cast was just hilarious. I mean, for the movie itself is cool. I enjoyed myself, but really mainly because of the performances and what the cast brought to it, I just thought it was great. Overall, I'm gonna give this a 7 as well. It's a movie worth checking out, man. If not for nothing else, this great cast of characters, to see them all get together was like a Super Smash Brothers of great acting to me. That was really enjoyable, man. I definitely recommend at least checking it out for that much.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning into our review of Don't Look Up. Hope y'all enjoyed that. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any suggested reviews you'd like to see us cover on our channel, please drop a comment below.
And if you guys have seen Don't Look Up, please let us know what you thought. What other movies do you like that's kind of in this same category? How'd you feel about this movie overall? How'd you feel about the performances? What do you feel about the social commentary? Was it a little bit too on the nose? Do you feel like it was subtle? We'd like to know that as well. We appreciate y'all, man.
All right, thank y'all.
Peace.